How's it going, Rick?
Good, Megan. I'm got some sort of a cover on today because I'm actually cold.
I'm
What's that?
freezing. I'm
I know.
frozen. My hands are blue. I think it's 68 degrees outside.
Well,
I
drop
went on
below 60.
Amazon
We're
and I
done.
got a bunch of sweaters. I mean, if you know me, I absolutely do not go shopping anymore ever since 2020. I just don't want to
Hmm.
go into any sort of store.
Hmm.
I pick up the groceries at the curb.
Yeah.
I get Amazon deliveries, even for clothes, shoes, whatever. I just
Hmm.
take back to UPS what I don't want. I just don't want to go to the store. I don't want to go shopping. I have no, unless it's TJ Maxx or like Home Goods. I'm there, no problem. But
Hmm.
like Target, absolutely not.
No, thank you.
Bonds.
I don't go into Target. No, thank you.
So anyway, so yeah,
I do the
Amazon
drive-by.
sweater was 14 bucks and it's totally cute and it's soft.
There you go.
All right. So
Super cool.
we're both a little bit cozy because that brings us to our topic today.
Hmm.
It is going to be Thanksgiving next week.
I can't believe
And
it.
then 3 weeks from there, it's going to be Christmas.
Hmm.
And so we are officially into the winter months of real estate. So, what does that
Yes.
mean for buyers and sellers? Well, you and I have been around quite a few winters in real estate. How many winters have you survived real estate?
44.
44 winters. I This will be my 28th winter. So cumulatively, that's 44, 64 plus 8. So you're looking at how many years is
I think it
this?
puts us in pro territory.
This is like, I was like, I don't even want to say the number. Oh my gosh,
I
I'm kind
know.
of mortified.
I know,
Anyway,
right?
we've been for a lot of winters. So we're here to
Uh,
tell you about what buyers and sellers can
mhm.
expect during the winter months. So Rick, you will see a
Mhm.
decline in the amount of houses for sale
Mhm.
because people who occupy property, they don't really want to, mess around with showing it while they have family over, or they're out celebrating, or they have time off, or they're going out of town to celebrate the holidays. So you'll see less homes on the market. Inventory typically drops, right?
Mhm.
Then you'll see probably a little less buyers looking because they too are occupied with the holidays and travel and that sort of thing. So you have
Mhm.
less of an audience. We can all agree to that.
Yes.
But there's sellers and there's buyers that still have to buy and sell no matter what time of year it is. Some markets are driven by the school schedule,
Mhm.
the neighborhoods with a really coveted public schools are really highly driven off of that time frame. But for most neighborhoods, it's driven just by whatever is happening in the market at the time.
Right.
So you, as a buyer, you have a little bit more breathing room because there's not so much competition that maybe you'll get a better deal, maybe you won't get a better deal. Who's to say? But it's definitely just a little bit more comfortable out there. But then,
Mhm.
you also have to think about there's a lot of people who have deadlines to get things done by the end of the year. So, I mean, there's just a lot of different
Yeah.
scenarios at play still,
Right.
even though it's the holidays.
Well, that's 100% true. There's a lot of dynamic in play there. We know that from history. But we both, I think, attest that in this market right now, the good news this year compared to last year, there's more inventory this year. Would you say that's correct?
Yeah.
And so there's a little bit more inventory, which is good news. Rates are lower this year than they were last year, so that's good news. So there's a lot of
Mhm.
good dynamics in the market right now. And I know from experience that, buyers that are in the market right now are serious buyers. They want to actually find a house and make a good offer. And sellers
Mhm.
who want to sell are looking for those types of buyers.
Mhm.
So I
Mhm.
think that I think that the idea that we're winter or Thanksgiving or Christmas, whatever you want to put on it, that's a slow time of year. I think that's just more of a mindset. It's not really
Mhm.
necessarily true. Yes, it's true the market is not as active, perhaps, so not as many buyers or sellers, but it's still an active market. There's still people out there putting deals together. And this is the right time to buy because look, sellers are more willing, I think, right now to negotiate. They want to get the deal done.
It all kind of comes down to what we always talk about, timing the market, how it's just
Right.
impossible to time things because, there's a lot of people that are going to say, well, I'll wait till after the first of the year. It's like, okay, well, congratulations. You and everybody else waited till after the first of the year. So now maybe you have a little bit of a different situation.
Hmm. Hmm.
But the market really doesn't heat up again until April. And it's, from April till, about the end of September that things are
Hmm.
really rocking. So it's like, once again, if you find a house and it fits your needs, suits your budget, and
Hmm.
it's safe and somewhere that you'd like to be, then just buy it. It doesn't matter what time of year it is.
Yeah, that's good advice, I think. And in fact, we know that from experience. That's good advice. It's just about it's hard to time the market. It's just not a it's not a path I think that leads to a lot of success for the most part. I think
Mm-hmm.
it's, when you if you've got the budget and you make a deal work, that's the best time.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And the
Absolutely.
same thing for a
Exactly.
seller.
Did you hear a lot of rumbling about the 50-year mortgage after we made our video last week?
A little bit. I mean, there's a lot of opinions about that, and certainly I think the jury is still out, frankly. I think time will tell on it, but I do think there's a place for that mortgage, and I think over time it'll become more of a place for it once people get their
Mm-hmm.
head around it, if you will. Will
Mm-hmm.
it be the dominant mortgage in the market? No, I don't think so. I think the 30-year fixed will be still the dominant mortgage term in the market,
Mm-hmm.
but I think there's a place for those types of buyers that want to do a 50-year mortgage. I think it's not a bad idea. And like we talked
Yeah.
last week, I mean, depending upon loan amount, a buyer could save upwards of $1,000 or maybe more per month on the mortgage compared to a 30-year loan. So
Yeah.
if
As
you're
long as they
a
don't stay in there for 50 years.
yeah, yeah. So if you're a first-time buyer trying to get into your first home, that $1,000 a month is a big deal. And then maybe in
Mm-hmm.
5 years you want to move to another house and do a 30-year.
Mm-hmm.
At least you
Mm-hmm.
got in the game. You got in the game. You built some equity, got some tax benefits, and go with that.
Yeah. At least you had your own place to live and you didn't have to
Yeah.
depend on anybody else.
I mean, the good
All
news there, if you look at history, because I'm a big guy in history of the market, right? Because we both have lived through some of that history.
right.
If you go back to like the late '90s, early 2000s, you had the negative AM arms. There's like a teaser rate for the first few years, and people got upside down. It's just those are crazy loans, and the people did a lot of those loans. I never liked them. Not that thought they were not. I thought they were a bad idea, frankly. But people
Mm-hmm.
still bought it because it's a payment. The good news on the 50-year mortgage, it's still a good loan. It's not like it's going negative on the balance. You're still going to pay the mortgage down over time. It's slower, of course, but you're still paying it down. And so yeah, I think it works for a lot of people. But time will
Mm-hmm.
tell. But I think it's going in the right direction.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. All right. Well, um, we'll see you next week
Hmm.
and have a good weekend and stay dry.
Yeah, we're working on it. Glad it's not
Mhm.
snowing.
I know exactly. All right. See you
All
next
right.
week.
See you, Megan. Take care.